Hello, everyone.
Hi, sir. How are you? How are you
Hello,
all?
I'm good. Thank you so much. How are you?
Fine. I just knew that there's Zoom because I was busy. I couldn't join before, and I didn't find a book in your posts. Just now
Uh,
I saw your status, so I was
no,
happy to join. I missed joining.
no, it's not a problem because I posted the book on the highlight. If you check my Instagram on read book
Yeah, I have
highlight,
it.
yeah, in the highlight, I don't post the book more into the main caption anymore because I just posted on the
Yeah,
story.
I
So
thought you stopped it.
No. Yesterday I couldn't join because of some issues. That's why today I posted in the story that people can join with the same password and same meeting ID. And regarding the book, it's in the read book highlight, which you can find it, The Animal Farm by George Orwell.
Yeah, actually, I just know your status, but I have already read the book, so
Um,
I joined it quickly.
no problem. You read the book before or not?
Yeah, I have done it and discussed it with my friends in college too.
That's good. That's interesting.
Yeah.
I'm not sure whether how many people will join the Zoom, but we can start and I will post this video into the Instagram. I know it's only me and you, but just to give the discussion to everybody that we have a Zoom meeting every time. Okay.
Okay.
So if so, today you have, if people will join, that's fine. If not, you have plenty of time to speak, which is very cool. Regarding the book, so what did you learn from the book?
Yeah. Have you asked a question?
Yeah. What did you learn from the book? What did you learn from The Animal Farm by George Orwell?
Yeah, when I read it, I was thinking about my society where we live in Iraq, Kurdistan. You can say his book never gets old because our like our leaders, not the bad leader, always stay the same, like Napoleon. There is always and always people like him in our society that always tells us that we are here for you, we are doing all this for you, but at the behind us, all they do is against us. At first, they tell us and they give us the dreams, but they never fulfill our dreams. It's just like it always stays the dreams, and when these ships, like each animal in that animal farm represents a group of people in a society or in a country, and like Napoleon or other, they represent the presidents and the ministers or the leaders, the bad leader that guide a country.
Actually, well, that's
Yeah.
so good, but let's start from ourselves.
Okay.
Are we a good leader for ourselves? Are we always truthful or trustworthy with ourselves? Do we always trust? Are we always good with ourselves?
To be honest, not always. Yeah, you are right. We aren't always like truthful ourselves. Actually, sometimes we know something, but we try to not believe it. We try to do something else. Uh, Maybe we know this way is good. There's a good path, there's the right path, but sometimes we choose the wrong one. Maybe sometimes I think humans selfish, so sometimes they go with their wishes, their desires.
One of the
So I
parts,
can't say that we are always truthful ourselves. We.
sorry,
Yeah.
one part of the book is talks about the history. Like in the animal farm, we should learn from the history. We should learn from our past. Do we learn from our past, or we keep repeating the same mistake?
Yeah, sure. If I say like here, where I live, where we live, yes, I am one of them that, yes, I learn from my mistakes. I learn from my past. And rarely we repeat the same mistake. And I think one of the reasons that we do it is we think we humans sometimes we are mercy. Sometimes, for example, if was someone who like betrayed me, beat anyone, and I learned from to not trust him again, but maybe him or her, but maybe like from my mercy or humans kind, we do it again and again. We like get disappointed from it. But yeah, mostly we learn from our past and experience, and becomes experience and lessons for us.
It's a very iconic book. That's why we have a lot of simile icons, and we have a lot of figure of speech, which in English we call it figures of speech. Um, George Orwell used sheep like an animal which is not educated. Um, why we should read? Why we should be educated people? What is the point?
If we were uneducated people, we can say like a scholar. If we weren't like him, if we didn't read, then we will be sheep who will go with the flow, who will go with whatever tells us this is right, even if it was misgoing or drop yourself to the water or from a valley. If they told us, then we will go because we know nothing. It's just like we have mind, but we don't use it. We don't understand anything. From the book that I read it was too useful for me. I understand things that I didn't understand it before. I didn't understand the way that some people guide us in a wrong way. And from the book, I became even more aware and careful.
We usually judge by the smartness. Like if a person is clever or smart, we say that person is good. But the point is, how much benefit can we take from that person? How much do you agree with this idea? Do you judge by smartness or you judge by the way that you get benefit?
Sorry if you could repeat it with little explanation.
Okay, I will explain. Like a teacher, like for example, me, I'm a doctor, I teach at university.
Okay.
My students should decide on me based on my knowledge, based on my smartness, just because I'm smart, so they believe in me, or my students should decide on something that they can get benefit from me. Which one do you usually trust more? By the smartness or by the benefits you take from the people?
Well, actually, I benefit from both. For example, if someone who's uneducated came, I think especially here, if I am an uneducated person and if I went and told something to do so or so, 100% they won't believe me. They will tell me, what do you know to teach us? First, teach yourself, then tell us. So like 50% from smartness and 50% from what I get. But yeah, sometimes some people are wise. They are learned from life experiences without studying an education. So from their experiences, I can get benefit, and that also helps me. So I can't say which one's more. I think 50-50.
Usually in the Orwell's book, the ministers, the leader, everyone is a pig. They are pigs. Um, why? Because George Orwell believed that if we have too many rulers from different types, it will lead to chaos. Do you believe that if we have more than one leader, it will lead to a chaos? For example, in your family, in my family, if we have more than one leader, one decision maker, does it lead to a chaos?
Sorry, what's chaos?
Chaos means problems.
Uh-huh. Could you repeat the one you said about the pigs and George Will? His
George
thought, the
Orwell,
idea was what?
yeah, George Orwell
Mm-hmm.
used pick. He used pigs as a prime minister, as a leader, as everyone. Like the rule givers, they are one type, which is one animal.
Yeah.
They are all pigs. Do you believe that if we have more than one leader, we will face problems? Like even in family, if we have one decision maker, if we have one rule giver, will it be a problem if we have more than one?
Yeah, I think you will have a problem because if you have more than one leader, then we will have more than one decision, more than one rules. There will be different rules and different conflicts between them. Each one will say, like they will say, in my way is correct, and the other will say, no, this one is correct, and this will cause problems.
Do you know what blind obedience?
What?
Blind obedience, like you obey people, you follow people blindly, like a goose or a geese. You know,
Sorry,
to
like
follow
it
to
was
follow
slow.
people, to follow people blindly without knowing anything. You just follow them, like a goose. You know, goose, the type of the animal.
Yeah.
Good. So goose, they usually follow one leader blindly. Even if the first goose move into the hole, all the other sorry, all the other geese, they will move to the hole also. So how can we avoid brainwashing, or how can we avoid blind obedience? How can we not follow people just arbitrarily?
I think first thing is education. If you are educated, then you will know the ways and how our leaders think and how which leader is good and which one is not. So for human, I think it starts with the family. When parents allow their children to go to school and after school, like to college and then outside books and experiences. And
What?
second one is advice, to
Yes,
get
yes.
advice from others and learn from them, learn from their experience, but not follow them all.
What is the definition of goodness for you? Like to be good. How can people can be good?
Um, if I like say that related to myself as being good is first to treat the person in front of you, be it anyone from any religion, race, or color, to treat him same. And when someone needs your hand, to give them without thinking of anything, and give them advice, or sometimes compromising in conflicts or judging. If you compromise sometimes, or if someone helped you, if someone guide us in a way, that way could be like the beginning of our journey to Allah.
Okay. One of the points that I heard from here and there, and many people they tell me that he or she is not good. Why should I be good? Do you believe that problems can be fixed with problems, or evilness can be um, defeated by another evilness?
No, never. I have seen this a lot. Even there's a Kurdish proverb that says, I will just say it literally in English when they blood with blood never get washed. So I think it has an English one, but I don't remember. So if someone was bad to you and you were bad to them, I think it will only make the problem bigger. Sometimes conflict or any argument, anything hatred can ruin or go only by being good to someone. If now you were like bad to me and I still stayed good to you, you yourself will regret and you will like be embarrassed. Even maybe you apologize to me that you did that and you may never do it again. So
What will be the
people,
solution? What will be the solution if somebody is bad for you, is bad with you, is bad to you? What
yeah.
can you do to stop that evilness? What are the solutions? What are the ways that you can stop that person from being back with you?
Okay. Days ago, I go to a course is about being a peace leader. So in that course, I reached a topic that says uh, conflict management styles. If someone was like in conflict, someone was bad to you, if someone argued with you, what will you do? There were five pointers. One of them is to avoid it. And here, if you avoid it, like you may like you won't benefit and I won't benefit. It will be a lose-lose situation. And say there's a competing where if you fight you, I fight again, and will be lose again. But there is a compromising, which is 50-50. You may talk, but you compromise little, which he also in return will compromise. And like the best one, which if you want peace, you will choose it, and that is collaboration. Try to collaborate with him, find other ways. Try to be good with him and collaborate. I think this is best one, and compromising. I advise these 2 points.
Okay. Um,
Yeah.
if we have somehow corruptions between our friends, in our class, in our
Mm.
family,
Yeah.
because everything starts from a family. I do believe everything starts from a member. I don't criticize
Yeah.
anyone if I am mistaken. Many people, they throw things into the street. There is a dustbin and they never put it into the dustbin, but they throw it into the street and later they
Right.
criticize people. Um, how can we stop corruption from ourselves?
It says everything starts from oneself. As you said, family is where we grow up, is where everything we learn everything. Maybe if, like in children in our childhood, if they told us that someone is bad, then it's bad. If they told us like banana is an apple, that's how we will grow up, and that's how we will think of it. But there's school, there's education that will change your mind, and we should start from ourselves. Sometimes we should leave what parents or family told us if they were wrong about something. Like maybe there are families who tell their children no one is putting the rubbish into the dustbin, so don't, or just put it away. What do you call it? Throw it away. But in situation like that, you better not listen to family. Go with yourself. Start it with yourself. If I tell someone who put the rubbish into the dustbin, I will do it after him. Like it will be embarrassment for me to throw it away after he does it.
We usually don't respect classes, genders, age. For example, when we talk with a young child, we usually blame them. We treat them like they are really child and they are really children. Um, we don't respect many classes just because of the color, because of the ethnic group, because of the division of the classes, poor, rich, or They are from different sectors, or they are from different geographical places. He's from somewhere, I'm from somewhere else. We make fun of each other. He is a man, she's a female. They make fun of each other. How can we stop this um, class division?
You mean how can we stop it?
Well, we start from ourselves. As we said, we should criticize ourselves before we criticize anyone else.
Yeah.
How can we stop this kind of
Yes.
social division? For example, when I see a child, I will treat him like a real female or a real man or a real girl, a grown-up one. Or when I see a female, I treat him like a human. When I see people from different sectors, from different social ranks, from different, I treat all of them the same, with the same eye. How can we stop this cultural division, social division? That because that's one of the point in George Orwell's
I think another step after criticizing ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah, I think after, like you said, after we criticize ourselves and start from ourselves, I think the second step goes to the society we live in. I see like schools where there is only girls and there's only boys, and there's no, like, even they differentiate a religion from others. Where I live in my village, we are always mixed from girls and boys, and when you go to high school, there is even Muslim with us, Muslim like Yazidi and others, and few from Christian with us. So we learn from ourselves. So I think the point is to be more with each other, to integrate and try to be like we interculture ourselves, go with others, trade with other people, and family tell them that be it any religion, they still same human like us. And they say I always want, and I always say education. I think if they were educated, but not most of them, not all of them, but most of them, they were educated. They themselves like won't uh, make a discrimination between both of them. But still, there needs like a group of people that will be needed to go uh, to talk to each village or each society and tell them the importance of collaboration and cooperating together, different religion and race.
One of the main themes in George Orwell's Animal Farm is about abusing language. You know what is abuse?
Yeah, like
Good.
you can say degrading them.
Something like that. Yes, abusing is more negative than degrade. Degrade is more
Yeah.
neutral. George Orwell mentions something like abusing the language to abuse the power, because you have a power, because you are smart, because you are teacher, because you are the leader of your family, because you are breadwinner, because you have money, because of many things. You abuse the power. How can we stop abusing power through stopping abusing the language?
If you explain more, please.
Okay. Um, just because you are rich, because you are smart, because you read a lot of books, because you have a power, you abuse other people. How can we stop this? For example, just because I'm the teacher, it doesn't mean that I can abuse my students. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean that I can torture my students. Just because I have money, it doesn't mean that I should use my power, use my money to make fun of the poor people. Just because I am something, it doesn't mean that I should use my power in a wrong way.
Yes. Uh, so how to stop it? I think one of the point is there must be someone who's even like higher than him. Because as I said, like compromising happens at a limit, but when we know that being silent and who's even have a power on us kept abusing us at a limit, we can like keep silent. But if it exaggerates, I think it needs that time stance needs to talk. And I think there needs people who have more power than him, like their power is more than him or richer than him, give him a lesson. Like, if I can do this to you, I also can do this to you if you did this to them. And another one is when that man, if more, for example, you as a teacher, if you did an abuse the students, if none talked, you will do it more. But if all of them united, and if all of them like warned you to not do again, I think you won't do it again. So I think sometimes forcing is needed, warning, threatening is needed to tell the others like to be in your limit, or to go to other authorities, higher authorities, and tell them.
Good.
But united, I think union is important.
Unity and threatening. Okay, what about exploitation?
Warning, you can say.
Okay, what about the exploitation of animals by human beings? That's why George Orwell is talking about animal in this novel, because we really exploit animals. We see a dog outside, we throw rocks and stones and whatsoever in our hand to them. We don't feed them. We see a cat, we cut them, we cut their tails, we cut their ears. We really torture animals. That's why George Orwell talks about animal, like Animal Farm, because we exploit animals. Like, uh, I'm sure you have been to the zoo, or at least you have seen a zoo. Zoos in Kurdistan,
Yeah.
they really torture animals. They don't feed them. They make fun of them. They give them chips and potatoes, and they give it potato chips into lion. Lion never eats vegetables. They throw rocks, or they throw the bottles or plastic bottles, empty plastic bottles, to the monkey. In this way, we exploit animals, whether inside a zoo or outside a zoo. How can we stop this? Because we have to put an end to this, because we have to stop this kind of exploitations by the human beings. Like, they are created by God to live with us in this on the same planet. That's why they are created to be with us. It doesn't mean that we have to use them or we have to torture them anytime we want. How can we stop this problem?
Yes.
Do you have any idea?
Um, the end, I couldn't hear. You said, how can we stop it, right?
How can we stop this exploitation? How can we teach our children? How can we teach our youngsters? How can we teach our neighbor to not torture animal anymore?
Yeah. I also, for example, my brothers, sometimes when he saw dogs, he would throw rocks at it. And I asked him why you are doing. He said my friends are doing so, and we did it at school. So I told him how you are doing this to him. I told him to not do again. Sometimes I show them like the pics of dogs and their children, and I told them like they are human, like they are also like have children. I made a story that they have mother, fathers, and things like that. I told him in a way that as a children that he can understand it, and he's not doing it. And I think mostly Another way first starts from family, that they teach their children to not do again, to not do that. And second one starts from teacher at school, because uh, half of the day, like nearly 5 hours, they are in school. So school becomes the second home of children, and teachers are like their father and mother. They are like parents. So it is their responsibility to teach them which is wrong, which is right, and how to deal with each one, how to treat them. And in zoo and places like that, when even I saw like people who are even old, not very old, but you can say like they are 13 or so. When I went to zoo, they are doing the same to them too, and they were showing even their children to throw rocks at it. So here I think punishment is needed by the guide. He should, there sometimes should be punishment, so they stop at their limit. So if they give punishment, or if someone did it at the zoo and they take him out or punish him for that, or even like ask them for fine, the other won't do it. So I always say mostly we do good and good and good. But if we knew this won't work out, sometimes force power is needed. Punishment is also needed. That's one of the rules of law. But in a law way, like not in a very bad way, in a legal way.
We usually use our power to in the sense of corruption. This is another point in George Orwell's Animal Farm, that corrupted animals, they use their power to torture the other animal. They made them to work, they made them to sleep outside, they made them to not eat well. However, they were inside the house and they were eating the full food and they were sleeping in the bed, and they use their power in a wrong way. When we have a power, when we are anyone, when we how can we stop corruptions from ourselves?
You mean we like as those who have a power?
Individuals, like for example, I have a power because I'm a teacher, you have a power because you read books, somebody else have a power because they have money. How can we not use our power to not in a anti-corrupted way?
Yeah, you know, I sometimes even I get astonished that people who are learned student, they still are not intellectual. So you can sometimes you differ between people who are educated and who are intellectual. Because if you are intellectual, you won't do corruption. Like you want to use your power against them. So I think it starts, as we always say, it starts from those who are older than us. They have to teach us, and we have to read also.
What about if
We
the
have
older
to.
what if the elders are doing the same mistake? They are making the same mistake.
I think until now they are doing and no one is stopping them. So maybe if by the law, by the government, so I know like the way is like if I really say it is by the government, by the authority to stop them. But here, even the authority and the government is with them. They also like work together. So
Yes.
I don't know how if
Um,
if the government and others were also with him, I can't find a solution for
no,
elders.
sorry. Let's start from a family. For example, if your family they make some mistakes and they are elder than you.
Yeah.
For example, your elder brother, your elder sister. How can you stop that?
Uh, Here I have like I have the right to talk. I have the right to criticize him, even if they were older than me. Sometimes it depends on family who gives freedom and equality to all of their children. I have like my sister and brother, they are older than me, but when they do mistake, I tell them, like I stand in front of them and I tell them that this is wrong or this is right, but well in a good way. And second one is I tell parents about it, so they use it in a good way. I think in a grow-up society or government, when there's, if those who are higher than you, they respected your view, their opinion, and they listened to it, like most corruption won't happen. Because my parents like listen to me, they give right to each one to talk and criticize, so it's a way that will be solved, the mistake.
Okay, so this is all for today. I hope that you enjoyed and you talked a lot for 40 minutes or something like 30 minutes. Then today or tomorrow, I will post another book on the story, because from now on, you have to check my stories to be updated from the classes, from the Zooms, from the meetings, and from the books.
Yeah.
I hope you have enjoyed the Zoom meeting, as I gave you plenty of time to speak out and to discuss your points. When I posted the video into my Instagram, you can share any other comments you like to share, and you can inform whatever you have in your mind into the comment bar. I hope that you have learned something
Okay,
and
yes.
you have discussed your ideas with me.
Of course, I enjoyed a lot. When I first saw your the post and the date, I was happy and I came quickly because I couldn't, and other days I didn't saw the blog post, so I thought you stopped it. But I'm happy that you still continue, even if it was one.
Yeah, I try my best to
And thank
continue
you
this.
so much.
No need to thank me. I try my best to
Uh,
continue as much as it's possible and as much as I have free time.
this is a lesson for me that no matter how much they will follow or what happened, still go on.
Yeah,
Thank you and good luck for you. And I hope that what I said could help and it was useful.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure plenty of people will see your videos and they will learn a lot from your ideas and discussions. Thank you so much, and wish you a very pleasant
I
and good night.
thank you for you.
You do the same, dear.
Thank you.
Have a good night,
Have a
and
good night.
you do the same. And goodbye.